Hi guys, looks like we're looking at De Bello Gallico 529 today. Some of you were out in class. We'll do a video for it. Hopefully you can understand it. So let's start with our title here. Sabinus yells about Cotta's plan indirectly. Right. In response to these things, or against these things, Titurius was shouting that they would be doing things late, or that they would act late, when greater bands of the enemy would have gathered, with Germans having been joined to them, or when something of a calamity would have been received in the nearest winter quarters. Now we go back to our he was shouting that the opportunity was brief for consulting or for deciding. It's literally of deciding. The opportunity of deciding was brief. He was shouting that he himself, Titurius, was judging that Caesar had set out into Italy, and this is an understood perfectum esse. Not otherwise would the Carnutes, and I get the would from this uros here, would the Carnutes have been about to take up a plan? Would they have taken up a plan of killing Tasgetius? Nor would the Eburones be about to come. This is the idea that they haven't done it yet, but nor would the Eburones be about to come to their camp, i.e. to attack, with such contempt of us. And they wouldn't do these things if that man, Caesar, understood, had been present or had been nearby. Let's go on. We continue with the main verb, klamitabat. He was shouting that he was looking at, or he was considering, not the enemy as the instigator of the plan, but the facts, but the situation. Namely, that the Rhine River was close by, that the death of Ariovistus and our recent victories were of great grief to the Germans. It's literally for great grief to the Germans. We have a double dative construction, a dative of purpose with a dative of reference. For great grief for the Germans. Continuing, he was shouting that Gaul was on fire, or Gaul was burning, with so many insults having been received, Gaul having been reduced, or maybe, having been reduced under the command of the Roman people, and here's that ablative absolute, with their previous glory of warfare having been extinguished or put out. Postremo, finally, who could persuade himself of this, or who could persuade himself this thing, namely that, because this is going to be the main verb introducing the indirect statement, that Ambiorix had descended to a plan of this kind without the thing being certain, without a certain situation. The understanding is that Ambiorix must be certain that the Germans are crossing the Rhine in order to have developed this plan. This is Sabinus continually shouting that his own opinion was safe in each part, sort of meaning in either outcome, in each part. If there was nothing more harsh, if nothing was harsher, that they understood would arrive at the nearest legion with no danger. If all of Gaul were agreeing with the Germans that the only safety was placed in speed. Indeed, he was shouting that the plan, and it's the plan of Cotta and of those who were disagreeing, that this plan had what outcome? In which plan, understood in quo concilio, if there were no present danger, but certainly famine must be feared because of, or on account of, a lengthy siege. Actually, I'm going to go back and change that last section there, so listen to this again. In which plan, if present danger must not be feared, I'm going to go with non esset timenda there. So we take the verb esset timenda with both these two reds. So if the present danger must not be feared, meaning if there was no sign of present danger, but certainly famine, hunger must be feared from a lengthy siege.